Hey guys, welcome back to Granted Gardens. Today I wanted to do a little announcement of something fun that we're going to be participating in, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So there is this concept called Vlogmas that a lot of YouTubers tend to take advantage of during the holiday season. So the concept here is that you post a video every single day in the month of December up until Christmas. This sounds like a lot to me too. It's okay. But we're going to give it a try. So in order to announce this whole concept today, I decided to be a little festive. I'm wearing the Christmas Story House t-shirt from Cleveland Street in Cleveland, Ohio, to announce this really fun event that we've got going on. If you're not familiar with the movie Christmas Story, you should get familiar with it. It's by far one of my most favorite Christmas movies to watch, hands down. And I was actually lucky enough to visit the house that the movie was filmed in, along with like the little street that had like different stuff from the movie in it, on one of my trips to Cleveland, Ohio in 2019, I believe it was. And I absolutely love it. So, you know, shout out to Christmas Story. Anyways, so the concept here is that Vlogmas videos, you post a video every single day. Most of the time it sounds like they're supposed to be kind of like holiday themed. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think all of ours are gonna be holiday themed because I just don't think I have that much holiday stuff to share. But I don't know, I could surprise myself. I literally have no idea what is going to be on these videos. My best guess is you'll probably get your share of some like our normal content, kind of updating anything that we have growing, probably some like kitchen series stuff because we love to do that kind of stuff in the winter time. Or some of them might just be videos on kind of what we've got going on that day. Kind of like this right now. Can anybody guess what I'm working on right now? I'll give you a hint. So I wanted to get on here and say welcome to Granted Gardens Vlogmas series. We're really excited to share this journey with you guys and get an opportunity to maybe connect with you guys on a different level than we usually do. Instead of just connecting through gardening or through how-to videos, you're going to get a little bit more insight into what it's like on just normal days. I don't have this planned. We are winging this, so it'll be interesting to see what it turns out like. But I also wanted to make sure that I threw back at you guys, if there's something in particular, a topic, you name it, it can be anything, that you would be interested in us doing a video on, now is your time to share it. Now is the time to get that out there. So comment below and share with us any kind of topic that you would like to see us do a video on, because chances are you'll probably see it. We are going to have a lot of videos to make. Alright, so getting into the meat and potatoes of what we're working on today, we've had some things that have just been piling up recently that I've been wanting to do, but have kind of been set off on the back burner due to holidays and all of that. So, one thing was to get a second batch of our water glassing done. With this time of the year, our hens tend to not lay as many eggs. We've only had them now for, like, this will be our second winter that we've had them. Last winter was like their first winter. They were still babies, kind of. I mean, they were laying, and they laid all the way through winter. Like, we were getting probably, I think, about 2 eggs a day, through winter time last year. So this time they definitely have slowed down a lot more. We're getting about an egg every other day, but still those eggs, I want to make sure that I'm preserving as much as we can while we are getting them. The concept of water glassing eggs dates well back into history. This was really developed and utilized back when refrigerators were not something that people had. So this is a way to store eggs at room temperature for lengthy periods of time. So I've done my research on this. There are a lot of different versions and a lot of different opinions on how to go about doing water glassing eggs and how long that they last. I would say do your own research specifically and adjust accordingly. So for me, we have one jar in the basement that we have set a timer, like a date from 1 year from the time that we did it. that I wanted to try them, so we will do that. But I think for the sake of like a video, I might do one this winter because they'll be about 6 months old at that point, and just kind of like crack open that one, crack open a fresh one, and see the difference. Keep in tune because that'll be a very interesting video to watch, and then we'll do like scrambled eggs or something and eat it, and we'll let you know. But for right now, this is what we're gonna get started with. So I have 5 farm fresh eggs here. Usually you want to make sure that they are as fresh as possible. So I've seen people say like within the last 24 hours kind of fresh is when you want to do this. Obviously, like, I don't think that 5 days is that long. I don't know. We'll find out one way or another, right? So the concept here is I'm going to start off with these 5 eggs, but I'm going to fill up this jar at least halfway, I think, with water, so that as we get fresh eggs, I can just add them into the jar. Now, 2 facts that you want to make sure about doing water glassing is you want them to be farm fresh eggs. You want them to be unwashed, okay? They have to be unwashed because there's actually a membrane that it comes naturally once the egg is laid, that is encompassing this egg, okay? You can't see it, but it's there. There's a kind of coating on it that is going to keep the egg fresh and keep it from rotting longer than if you wash it. Once you wash it off, that kind of membrane, that coating is then gone, and that's when you need to refrigerate it. But when you're water glassing eggs, you want to make sure they are farm fresh and unwashed. The other thing that you want to make sure is that they're very clean, okay? So if you have your own chickens, you know that sometimes the eggs don't come out very clean, or by the time that you go to get them, they're not clean anymore. You want to make sure that your eggs are clean. You don't want big spots of dirt or bedding or anything else that might be on the egg. You don't want to use those. You want to make sure that they look fairly clean and that they're unwashed, okay? Now, next, what you want to do is you want to have your pickling lime. So here I have my pickling lime. You want to use 1 ounce of pickling lime by weight to 1 quart of water. Now, we live on a well, so it probably wouldn't be too much of an issue if we just used water from the faucet. However, we do have a refrigerator that has, you know, standard filters in it, so I usually just run my water through the refrigerator water, just, I don't know, to get a little bit of extra filtered water. If you really wanted to go the extra mile, I'm sure you could go and get like distilled water from the store or whatever, but this is gonna work just fine for us. So I actually have 2 ounces of lime in this jar right now because I know I'm going to want to do at least 2 quarts of water. So I have my 2 ounces of lime in here. I'm going to pour my first quart in. I'm going to go get 1 more quart of water. All right, and I'm going to pour in my second quart. That's good. That got us about halfway. I'm going to give it a good stir. Now it looks nice and milky now because you're getting everything stirred up. Even as you let this sit, that lime is going to settle to the bottom again. That's completely fine. I think that like as I add eggs in, I might give it a little stir, but you want to be very, very careful not to crack any of your eggs. If one of the eggs does crack, then the whole batch is going to go nasty. So you want to make sure that these eggs are intact and that you set them in an area where they're not going to get bounced around very much because you don't want them to break. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start putting in my eggs. So again, really carefully, because we don't want anybody to break. Now at this point, if you haven't ever heard of the egg test, there is kind of an old wives' tale, but it actually works. I mean, it's a pretty good indicator, I should say, on how to tell if an egg has gone bad. And that is to take the egg and put it into like a cup of water. So say you could fill up this with just regular water, and then you can put the egg into the water. If the egg sinks to the bottom, then the egg is still good. However, if the egg floats to the top, then that's a pretty good indicator that the egg's probably gone bad, and it's best to just trash them. So if you are using eggs that are, you're not entirely sure how old they are, they're a little bit older. Oh, this one has a crack in it. Can't use that. So see, we've got a crack here. so we're not going to use this one. So it's good to inspect your eggs really, really well before you do this. So if any of them do happen to float to the top while you're doing this, then that's probably a pretty good indicator that you probably shouldn't use it. Just take it out and throw it away. But if you do put an egg in here that is fully intact, it's not cracked or leaking, and it does float to the top, you can literally just take that out. The rest of the eggs are fine. You don't need to get rid of your whole batch. You just need to get rid of the egg that floats to the top. And there you have it. So we're going to set this in the kitchen, keep it away from direct sunlight. So we'll probably put it in a cupboard. And then every single day that we get eggs that are fresh from our chickens, we're gonna go ahead and just put them in here. Again, following the rules that they are intact, they are unwashed, and they are not cracked or broken anywhere. And we'll just go ahead and keep adding to this until we fill it up. And then once it's full, it can just go downstairs in storage. Also keep in mind that if you are filling this up and you decide that you want eggs for breakfast or to cook, you can take them right out of this container and use them. There isn't like a certain set time of how long they need to sit or how long they need to wait. So I think it's great to have this container sitting in the kitchen because it'll be easy to add any of the fresh eggs to it. And then if we do need an egg, we can go ahead and just pull them out and use them. So this was a huge lesson for us, learning how to do this and utilizing what farm fresh eggs we have coming in and keeping stuff from going bad. So I'm really excited about utilizing this. I'm glad that we're on our second batch. I want to do this more often. Learning these kind of skills to make sure that what you have in season or coming on your farm fresh that is not going to waste. These are going to be great skills to hold on to. It's also a way to kind of add to your food pantry to ensure that you've got protein stocked up in your food pantry. So that's going to be it for today. A recap here is make sure that you like and subscribe right now. You do not want to miss Vlogmas. I guarantee you there are going to be great times on there. Catching us off guard or catching us on stuff that we don't really have planned out is going to be a blast. There's no doubt about it. If you guys are interested in learning more about Granted Gardens, go check out the description below. You can visit our website at www.grantedgardens.com. That's a great landing page for everything that we have available. I've got homemade stuff that I sell on there. We've got our t-shirts and swag on there. We also just have a lot more information and some really great photos, links to some of our favorite YouTube videos. So make sure you guys check that out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we look forward to sharing more Vlogmas with you soon.